Back to the Future is the perfect movie. It's the greatest movie of all time.
What's this?
Because it is what movies were always meant to be, and that's fun. It combines sci-fi fantasy, a really great story and plot, plausible explanations, and an iconic cast. But aside from it being the perfect movie, there are, from my perspective, a lot of deeper messages, parables, allegories, and lessons to life. The co-creators Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale said the core meaning of Back to the Future is, the future is what you make it. The central theme revolves around taking control and personal responsibility for one's own destiny and understanding that your choices and actions in the present shape your future. Now, I watched this movie when I was a kid and many, many times since then. And then just throughout the years, I sort of concluded, like, this is the perfect movie.
There are perfect films, Back to the Future.
There's a mental health modality called DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. And the main thesis of DBT is radical acceptance, where you can revisit your past, all the traumas and shames and regrets, and simply change your response to the past, which theoretically changes the past.
Where the hell are they? The appropriate question is, where in the hell are they?
However, Back to the Future is not reality, it's sci-fi fantasy, but it allows us to fantasize what we would do if we could travel through time. Marty McFly, our protagonist and hero in the movie, is the direct byproduct of George and Lorraine's pasts.
What, Lorraine? What?
But Marty also becomes the catalyst for George and Lorraine to revisit their past, albeit without their knowledge, and influence them to become better versions of themselves to alter the rest of their lives. Marty is much more confident, has infinitely more insight into the future, and is way more action-oriented than his young parents.
Now, whoa, Biff. What's that?
And Marty stubbornly refuses to allow bullies to mistreat him and the people that he cares about. He literally fights Biff and others through various creative ways.
I'll get it back to you, all right?
In order to restore confidence and get back to his life of 1985. But once he arrives back to the future of 1985, he finds his tiny season of influence had exponential effects, and his dad is way more successful.
Hello.
Good morning.
Doesn't allow mistreatment.
Now, Biff, don't con me.
I'm sorry, Mr. McFly.
And his siblings are even positively affected. And I believe that this shows us if we change our response to the past, everyone who we have influence of, our children especially, will glean great benefits. But more notably, we will become the best versions of ourselves, or the better versions of ourselves. A lot of us have a fantasy of being able to hop into a DeLorean with a flux capacitor.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
And change the past. But the real healing happens when we accept everything that has happened and we change our response. Much the same way where if somebody breaks a bone and it doesn't properly heal, and they walk most of their life with a limp because they are still afflicted by what has happened. And the only way to heal properly is to re-break the bone and offer it the proper support and stability in order for it to heal completely so that we're no longer afflicted by it. Not only will you walk upright, but then you can run free. You'll notice when Marty goes back to the future, aka his present day, he is uncomfortable. And that agrees with the reality of how we stay stuck in familiar situations because they are familiar. When things do become better, it makes us uncomfortable. But Marty has the luxury that this new uncomfortable, better reality is his reality because he literally did the work to change his response to the past. Here on Earth, in reality, There's a systematic natural order of things. Bad deeds produce bad consequences. Good deeds produce good consequences. Cause and effect was part of creation, and it plays out throughout our lives. But because we live in a fallen world, when we live in a state of omission, it sort of defaults into a state of bad consequences through a type of erosion, because our lives are sort of on accident. Much the same as God gives life, He breathes life. We have to give energy or breath or effort into the life that we want to create.
Check this out. Clear.
And if we stop giving attention and energy to things that will naturally and systematically run out of life, which is why compound effect always proves to be true. If you put a little bit of energy into your progress and into the direction that you want your life to go, then day after day, hour after hour, it will become stronger and compound and come to life. This idea flirts with the butterfly effect, but the butterfly effect is correct in that one tiny little motion begins a chain of events. But without intentional forward motion, it simply runs out of energy. One tiny event is not enough to become all of the events that are necessary. Every single event has to be forward action, has to be a step. You can't move your body without blood, calories, energy. You have to put the effort in. You have to put in the energy. Is there something you want in 1 year and you can take incremental steps each day? Well, if you do that, you will experience exponential change because of the compound effect. We don't have to live in fantasy. We can change our past and we can alter our future.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
By the decisions that we make today and the actions we take today. The butterfly effect is false. But Back to the Future is true.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if this resonated with you. And let me know if there's other movies you guys want me to give you the moral of the story or my takes, my insights.